All right, guys, so let's go ahead and dive into this. This is going to be a short and sweet class. And today I'm going to teach you all about how to create and schedule ads that you can set a budget for in Megaphone. And so Megaphone, if you've not used it, is really kind of what replaced Design Center and Max Center. So in order to find Megaphone, you'll open up your Google Chrome browser and you'll type in remax.net, which is what you see here. That's going to bring you to the login screen for Max Center. When you get to Max Center, you'll use your remax.net credentials, which typically is your first name and last name at remax.net, and you'll type in your password. When you log in, you're going to be greeted with a very pretty new and improved dashboard that the mothership has really worked hard on and I think has made drastic improvements. And if you don't see Megaphone here under your frequently used apps, then what you'll do is go over here on the left-hand side of the screen, click on apps, and it'll show you all of them where you can click, scroll and then find Megaphone. It looks like this. You'll click on it and it's going to open up in a new window. So this is what you'll see. This is sort of the main dashboard of when you log into Megaphone, and you can click on your listings and you'll see all of the automated materials. You can click on content to see all of the templates, like what you would find in Design Center for postcards, newsletters, door hangers, all of the above. It's going to be under content. And then settings is very important. Settings, you can actually sync up your social media networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, to where every time you have a new listing, it'll automatically post about it on your Facebook. You don't have to do a thing. It is very, very handy. It requires no time, which is what we're all about. But today, for our purposes, we're going to learn about advertisements. This is a really fun feature that I've been playing with here in the last several weeks. And really, you can create a custom ad. And this is just some helpful tips that it kind of shares with you about making sure that you have the logo, your contact information, very, very little text, and then make sure that you use appropriate imagery. You'll click on the big red button that says Start Building Ad. Now, you can, if you're a PhotoFi user, which is a Remax tool as well, there's tons and tons of content that you can just upload straight from the app into the Megaphone and go ahead and make that ad that way. You can also do a video from Remax Hustle. That's another tool that Remax provides us that is really great in the form of making quick, very pretty, very branded, very simple video ads that you can also publish on social media for free. But you can also create your own. And that's what's really fun about this. Like you can go into Canva, similar to, let's see here, something like this. And if we wanted to make this an ad and turn that into an ad, I would save that as an image. And that's what I would upload here. Now, Megaphone is really great because it tells you what the ideal image sizes are right here. So if you're working within Canva, or if you're working with a graphic designer and they ask you, what are the dimensions, what are the sizes that I can create this for you, these numbers right here is what you would send to them. Some of these are a little bit more narrow. Some of these are horizontal. Some of them are vertical. You'll just have to decide based on what your advertisement is about, what the most appropriate size is for you. It can be the same when it comes to videos. Those can be vertical, they can be horizontal, but you want to choose videos that are about 15 to 30 seconds long, no bigger than a whole gigabyte. Okay. Now, how do you do that? If you had a file already, you would just click right here where you can either drag the file over or you can click on browse, and it's going to open up all of the goodies that you have on your computer that you can use. So if I wanted to make this an advertisement, which is our announcement regarding our expansion with the Woodlands in spring, I could do that. And let me go in here and show you guys. I'm going to make this let's do a 300 by 600. Or maybe I want to do, you know what, I think that sounds good. We'll do a 300 by 600. So I'm going to go up here. If you're a pro Canva user, this is so helpful. You click on resize, custom size, and then I'm going to type in those dimensions. Change that to PX, which stands for pixels. And then I need to go back in here and update those numbers so it's not massive. And let me double check myself. 300 by 600 right there, which is what I'm looking for. 300 by 600 pixels. I'm going to copy and resize it. Canva is awesome. If you've not used it, it is such a great little tool. And you can see here, it really doesn't mess with the content anymore. It just kind of resizes that image to where it is more appropriately set for that size. So for me, I want to make this part just a little bit bigger and utilize some more of our space here. Maybe something like that. And then I'm going to move this up as well. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. I'll zoom back out. And then I'm going to make the text, the rest of it here. Okay. So here's my new ad. This is what I want to publish. So I'm going to just call this a megaphone ad as a test. And then I'll download it as a PNG. A PNG is really, really good for digital environments. It's crisp, it looks great, it translates well onto smartphones, computers. So that is what I would recommend that you guys use. And then you click on download. From there, what you're going to do is you will now have a file that you can upload right into Megaphone. And I'm going to click on browse, find that file, Megaphone ad, the one that I just made, and I'm going to click on open. Now, it's going to give you some applause and show you a preview of what that ad looks like right over here on the sidebar. If you're happy with it, you will just click on continue. Now, it's going to ask you something like, what do you want to name your ad? And this is just for you to keep things straight whenever you're tracking. Nobody sees the name of your ad. This is just for your internal purposes. Now, it is going to ask you for a link of where people can go if they click on your ad. So for me, the majority of the advertisements that I've been creating have been more geared towards recruiting. But if I wanted to, I could just type in our standard website, which is the rmxone.com. I'm happy with that. You do have to include the HTTPS. That's important. Otherwise, it won't accept it. And then you'll click on continue. Now, the next question that it's going to ask you is all about platform targeting, and it wants to know where they should be placing your ad. So you can have up to 5 website categories. Obviously, you want real estate. I like to go into news, home and garden. Think about where the majority of your people would be spending their time online, and then those are the categories where you can put the ad in front of them. You can also look in, so let's see here. Family and parenting is another really good one. You can look at home repair. That's a great one. Let's see here. Interior decorating, marketing is a great one. You can choose, but there are so many. I like to do shopping because most people shop online. And then click on add a website category. So now I have my 5 categories. I'm going to click on continue. If you guys hear background noise, I apologize. I'm working from home. Now, this is super important. What locations do you want people to be able to see your ad? You can search for a city or a town, or you can drop a pin. And then what they do is they're going to add a 15-mile radius around that point. Keep in mind, little tip here. The bigger the radius, the more spread thinly the ad is going to be. So if you are doing ads, you want to be able to target them very, very very concentrated in one area. So for example, if I wanted to really spread the news, I'm going to type in the Woodlands, right? Because that's where the office is, or the offices rather, that we have expanded into. So I'm going to click on the Woodlands, and then what you see here is the little pin. Okay, so you can click on that here, and there you go. So then I'm going to click on continue. Now it wants to know, what is your budget? So this, you can optimize it based on your budget, meaning it's going to show your ad online at different times and for certain durations that best suit the budget that you set. Or you can choose from some of their packages here below. I've done baseline visibility, which is about a week's worth of exposure, and between 2,000 and 6,000 views. That's only $11. And let me tell you, it far exceeded the amount of eyeballs. Mid-level, I've tried that one too. Both are phenomenal. I have not tried higher visibility. And I've also done a custom amount but it's totally up to you. The minimum amount that you can spend is $10. So in that case, I would just choose baseline visibility. Once you select what amount you want to attach to it, you pay it one time. And then after that 7 days or 10 days or 14 days, that's when that ad is going to automatically expire and it's not going to charge you again. Okay. So like right now I have a wallet balance of $18. So in that case, I would choose mid-level. And then that would be just perfectly fine because I would still have like $4 or $5 left over. So you accept the terms, you click submit and pay, and off it goes. It'll show pending while they approve it. But it never really takes longer than a couple of hours. And then what I'll show you next is if you go back to Megaphone, you can scroll down and see a history of all of your ads and how many times it was clicked and how many views it had. This is so great because it allows you to kind of see what types of ads performed better, what kind of geographical areas performed better. The top one here was Orange County. That one actually performed not as great as the one that I put in multiple areas. But again, multiple areas, bigger population, more eyeballs. It's just going to be spread out a little bit more compared to something that's more concentrated. So as with anything else, advertising or marketing related, there is a little bit of trial and error, but I would encourage you to just play around with it and see what works best. And just see, I mean, if you have, if with Megaphone, it's going to post for you when you have just listed, just sold, or pending. So if you wanted to post about maybe you hit a milestone, 100% club, platinum club, executive club, post about that or create an ad about that. And that's really great content that you could send out there. If you add a team member, that's even better to send it out there. So the sky's the limit when it comes to content. I would encourage you to create your own, but also utilize the free tools that are available with Photofy. That one is $4 a month, so cheaper than a cup of most coffees. And then there's also plenty in the Remax Creative group on Facebook that are totally free as well. So as always, if you have any questions, let me know and best of luck. Talk to you soon.